hey, this is Tim. If you are in remote sales, if you're a closer, if you're an SDR, and you want to change your life through remote sales by getting to months of 15, 20, 25K plus in commissions, there's a very specific roadmap that you can follow, a predictable roadmap that I've seen change my own life, that has changed the lives of many of the clients I've trained, and has helped us go from a position, helped me go from a position where I was in scarcity, not able to give back to people in my life who I wanted to give back to being at a position where I have everything that I need and more, and that continues to grow. And the reps that I've trained have done the same for themselves. The people that I've trained have gotten to 20K, 25K plus in commissions. And I'm going to explain to you what the roadmap looks like. Now, this video is important because I'm going to give you a clear progression. We're not going to talk theory. We're not going to talk ideas. We're not going to talk concepts about remote sales. I'm going to give you a tangible path to follow. And if you follow this path, if you commit yourself to this path that I give you, you absolutely will see success in sales. It's predictable. Here's where the problem comes in. The reason why most people who have been in sales, in remote sales, high ticket sales for 3 months, 6 months, the reason they don't actually see success is because they deviate from this roadmap. The roadmap that I'm going to give you is very clear. It's not going to be confusing. It's not going to be this roadmap that's like you stumble upon things by accident. Because what we don't want, here's what's very important, we don't want to build a future from luck. Luck is always a factor, sure, but you don't want to rely on luck as your primary factor, as the primary thing you're optimizing for. So what I see with a lot of reps coming into remote sales, a lot of people who are SDRs, a lot of people who are in high ticket sales, is they've been fed this dream, they've been dripped out this promise from influencers that are predatory, who really run these giant programs, who don't give two fucks at all about their sales reps. To be honest, the people they train, they run these giant programs that are cash cows for them, and they say you can make 30K per month, or not even 30K, 10K per month from your laptop in the next 30 days, the next 60 days. Here's how our sales reps are making this amount of money very quickly, very easily, very effortlessly. We're going to just give you an offer. They tell you this, and what happens is the consciousness of high ticket sales is you go in believing these promises. You go in, I wouldn't even say promises, they're lies. You go in believing these lies. They're not lies because you can't make money in high ticket sales quickly. That's not true. You can make money, and I've seen sales reps that I've trained, Charlie, who's one of our top performing reps, and he's a coach in our program now. We actually hired him to coach in our program. He closes on one of the top trading offers in the sales space, in the high ticket coaching space, and he's a consistently 20, 25K per month closer in commissions, pure commission straight to his account. And take him, he went from being 3, 4K when he started training with me to then being at 10K, actually hit 19K in commissions within, I believe it was 4 to 5 months of training with me. I might, anywhere from 4 to 6 months. I want to be accurate with the timeline. And now is consistently at 20, 25K plus, right? The reason why I say that these things are lies, these promises are lies, is not because the promises themselves can't happen, okay? I want to be clear on that. It's not because these things can't happen, but it's because the way that they're being formatted, the way that the information is being told to you, as in, this is what you should expect. This is an expectation of what you're going to see in remote sales, is not accurate relative to how the remote sales space works. It's not accurate towards how the way high ticket sales works, right? It would be like if someone told you, let's say the gym, if someone told you, all you have to do is go to the gym for 30 minutes a day, 4 days a week, and you'll be able to lose weight and you'll be able to take control of your life. That is not true, right? In order to lose weight, if you're someone who struggles with weight, or you want to gain weight, whatever the goal would be, if you want to make changes, if you want to achieve results, it's going to take months to years of dedication, grit, sweat, tears, frustration, right? Dieting. It's going to take you following the right gym protocol, as I'd call it, right? I use that word all the time. That's the name of our coaching program, right? So what I'm going to give you here, again, like I said, is a clear roadmap. And this roadmap is only really going to work for you under 2 conditions, okay? The first one I've already said. The first condition is if you don't want to rely on luck only, but you want to have predictable success. You absolutely can get lucky in high ticket sales. I know people who have gotten lucky and their second offer, the people who all say, I just need an offer. I know people who have gone on their second offer and it happened to be an offer where they could make 15K a month and change their lives. And they're not even good at sales. I absolutely have seen this. I'd be lying to you if I told you this wasn't the case. Okay, I would be dishonest and I'd be lying to you, and I'm not gonna do that to you here. That's not what I do in these videos. My goal is to be transparent. I've seen this happen to people. The problem is that it's not predictable. You can't just say, I'm gonna get lucky and my first or second offer is gonna be the thing that changes my life, changes my family's life. It does not work that way. The reason it doesn't work that way is because the second factor. So this video, this training will only work for you if, one, you're willing to go past luck. That's number one. And you don't want to rely on luck, but you want something that's predictable. You want something that you know, if I follow XYZ steps, I'll see results. And number two, this only works for you if you see this as a long-term play to change your life, meaning remote sales. If you're committed to it long-term doesn't mean where you have to be a sales rep for the next 20 years. I don't mean that. But where you don't see it as a quick hustle, like, oh, there's this new thing I'm doing online, just like the other 4 things I might have tried, and I think this might make me some money, right? There's a lot of traffic here, so I have to be aware. There's like start and stop traffic on the where am I on right now? The M19 or the M1 in Budapest or Hungary. I think I'm out of Budapest now, so very interesting. Going on my way to buy a car, actually, which I'll talk about that and probably show in a later video. Going to continuing this, it's very important that if you're going to use this training, the only way it's really going to work for you is if you want to be in this for the long run, which means that you respect the game of sales and you see it as a viable part of your future. A viable part of your future meaning this is not some quick hustle for you. You're not coming into it, maybe, and if you are, this is not for you, and there's no way this video is going to help you. But you see the truth through the lies. You realize that all those people out there who are promising you, oh, it's just going to be easy. It's just going to be this kind of 60-day thing, and just like all of our other clients, within 60 days you're going to make money and you're going to change your life, right? And you'll all be at 15K. That is not the truth. Most people will not make the kind of money that they want to make in sales within 30 to 60 days. That is not going to happen. It takes longer than that. It took me longer than that. And I had already sold a bunch of stuff high ticket because I was a coach, coaching high ticket dating services. So I had already made, when I got into remote sales, maybe like $300,000 to $400,000, maybe more than that, as a coach over the last 6 years before I got into remote sales, right? But I was always in cycles of broke because I wasn't consistent by any means. And it wasn't per year, it was over the whole 6 years, right? And even me, knowing how to communicate, being a good communicator, being a leader, thinking that, oh, I'm gonna make a bunch of money, it did not make me a bunch of money initially, right? And I struggled until I got training, until I learned how to handle objections, learned how to lead, learned how to create good results for myself. So let's get into the training, but I wanna make sure these two things are clear for you, because again, if they're not, you should click off the video. If you are coming into sales, or if you believe sales can work for you because it seems like the easiest possible thing, and you're like, you believe the messages that you're seeing and the programming you're seeing from a lot of these influencers online, these sales influencers who just tell you, oh, just do this one thing, this one little thing, and oh my goodness, you're gonna change your life. This is not for you. Okay, if you're still here, then great, I can help. And this video will help you. Here's the roadmap. There's a couple of factors that are gonna make you money in remote sales, in high ticket sales. And there is a lot of money floating around in high ticket sales. There are a lot of people that are making money on good offers. There are a lot of sales reps that are making money. There's a lot of sales reps that are changing their lives. There's a lot of sales reps that I train, that are currently on offers where they're making 10K, 15K, 25K plus per month. I have some of them on our channel. You know, we feature some of our reps. There's a real thing as high ticket sales. There's a real thing as high ticket offers. But it follows a formula. Okay, and the formula is as follows. I've talked about it on YouTube. Skill set times opportunity. That's the formula for high ticket sales. Skill set by opportunity. Skill set meaning the way that you approach your calls, the way that you connect with people on your calls, the way that you run your calls is designed to maximize someone's ability to buy. That's skill set. That's simply your ability to run a sales call. Most people coming into remote sales think that they're good. I just heard a strategy call. Sammy, who's one of our sales reps, he had a strategy call that I was reviewing the other day. It was like a 15-minute call. You guys can see the link below. We don't pitch you anything on the strategy calls. And he had a strategy call the other day, and I was reviewing it with him, and the guy on the call was saying like, yeah, I think I'm already good at sales. I think I'm good at sales. Like, I think I know what I'm doing. He's making fuck all. He's making maybe 3K a month max, if that, right? He's not good at sales. I can objectively see from the way he communicates, from the way he presents himself, he is not good at sales. I've never trained a sales rep who came into protocols who was good at sales. Ever, when they started. When I started training in sales, I was not good at sales. And I had sold already. So the first thing is skill set. A lot of people think, a lot of sales reps coming in think that they have a natural ability to sell, when in fact, that's the thing that's going to stop you from getting results. Because you think your skill set is higher than it is, you then don't create or you don't embody the humility needed to actually make good money in sales because you think you're already good, so you don't invest properly. I don't mean invest money, but you don't invest time, you don't invest the energy needed to train properly to increase your skill set. Because business owners on the top offers, they want sales reps that are the top skilled, right? That's just the way that the game works. That's a fact. That's the way the game works. Business owners want sales reps that have the best skills. So number one is skill set. Number two is opportunity, finding good roles. I deeply believe in this. And in fact, something that I've invested in a lot recently, and we just created a partnership in our protocols training program, something that I think those of you who end up coming and training with us, which got nothing to sell you here, but if you want to book a call with my team, see how I can help you and walk you through this, book a 15-minute strategy call, and we'll see if we can help you provide some value on that call. There's no pitch at all. But something that's happened is I've invested a lot of time in getting opportunities now for our top reps. For people that are coming into protocols that are training with us, I've invested a lot of time in partnering now, time and money invested in partnerships where we can get the people inside of protocols on the best offers, and we can literally hire those people that I'm training on top offers because our training is some of the best in the industry, and multiple offer owners have said this, right? Opportunity is the second piece. You have to find the right opportunity. You have to find something that's going to be worth your time. And there are a lot of shit opportunities in sales. There are a lot of shit opportunities. If you hear like, oh, I'm a growth operator and we're going to do a launch and I think it's going to go well, 95% of the time it's not going to go well. Or maybe it'll go well for 2 weeks and then that's it. But it's nothing that you can actively rely on, right? So opportunity is another one. The thing is, in sales, in the high ticket space, about 1 out of every, let's say 6 opportunities are going to be really good. Maybe another 1 out of every 6 are going to be decent, where you could make like 5 to 8K per month. But there's going to be 1 out of 6 where you could actually do 10, 15, 20K plus in commissions, right? But how do you get those opportunities? It's through skill set. And how do you get the skill set? Here's where the roadmap comes in. So it's skill set times opportunity. It's also your network, which is another thing I'll go into, but I don't want to start with that. So here's the roadmap that I've seen. Once we establish that skill set times opportunity is what's needed, then the question is, what's the actual roadmap that we follow for success? Okay? So if you're a rep who's currently making, 3K, 5K, 6K per month, or you're even new to the game of sales and you're like, okay, I've been working a job, I want to get into sales, I want to start changing my life. Here's the roadmap to follow. The most important thing coming in is aligning with long-term success. Like I said earlier, but that was the kind of, you have to think like that if you're going to watch this video, but now I'm going to tell you how to actually apply it. You have to align with long-term success. How do we define long-term success? It's where you have a vision for the future that you want to create in your life, and you will yourself that at all costs, I'm going to do whatever it takes to create this vision. Which means that I can actually see yourself within the next 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, being someone who is a 15, 20K per month earner and who has changed their lives, changed their family's lives. I don't know who you're doing this for, what your holy grail is, as we call it. But starting off with long-term vision, that's the most important thing. All right, I could get into this program, that program, or this strategy, that strategy, which we'll get to next. But first thing is long-term vision, right? Like, do I see a future where I've created an abundance in my life? And then the second part is, do I act in accordance with that future? What actions would the person who is making 20K per month as a sales rep, what actions would they take in the present right now? Seeing that future and then actively and aggressively committing to it in the present. That's what I did back in 2023 when I had lost everything because, me and my business partner, we had a falling out. I was in debt to him. I owed him. The business had made no money in the last 6 months. Or I had some clients that were paying me very, very little. So I had barely been making anything, barely 5K, 6K a month. And I owed my business partner money. I was in a really bad state financially. I realized there was a life that I wanted to create for myself over the next 5 years. Many things in this lifestyle, which I'm checking off now and have created for myself, right? Actually, many things that I've created for myself. But I realized that was a life I had to create. So I thought, what are the actions that this guy takes right now? Okay. After we have the vision, and after there's alignment, there's commitment with that vision long term, the next piece is training and network. Here's where things get fun. And when I say training and network, I'm not telling you, hey, come into my coaching program. I'm not going to tell you all that shit, because that's not what this is for, right? I'm not selling you anything here. It's very important that you actually have the right mentor, that you have the right network in high ticket sales. Whether it's for good or whether it's for bad, a lot of the money that you're going to make in high ticket sales is based on who likes you and who knows you. This is a fact, right? The offer that I got, the first offer I got it purely through cold DMs, through literally cold DMing a bunch of business owners. But most people can't find offers that way. Like the good offers, you're not going to find through cold DMs. You're not going to find them generally. You can to an extent sometimes, but it's getting harder and harder because there's more high ticket sales reps coming in the space. So in order to actually get on a good offer, in order to get placed on a good offer, in order to have a business owner want to take a chance on you, it's extremely important that you have the right network and the right system backing you. But in addition to the network, you have to have the right training. Now, there's so many coaches out there. There's so many people who promise different things. And I think we have an amazing, amazing training program. I actually believe that our program is the best training in terms of skill set in the market. I don't know anyone who trains the way we do. We've trained just under 100 sales reps as of today. I don't think we're at 100, but we're closing in on that number over the last, let's say, 16 months, give or take. Or the last maybe year since we've been training. And for us, one of the things that has been so key is focusing on skill set and having our sales reps be the best performers in the sales space, right? Where I know that, one, I can help people find roles because we've invested now a lot in finding the best offers for our sales reps and just giving those offers, setting up interviews for our sales reps. We're investing in that, and we've built that into our training program. But then secondly is the way we train, which is very, very difficult. We take it very seriously. So the people that tend to be attracted to our training are people who take the game of sales very seriously. But that's not to say that our training isn't the only program out there that's good. I think that there are other people who do good programs. I won't say their names because, they're not a part of what I do. But there's a lot of people that the network I have that I think are good trainers out there. The key is finding the program that aligns best with your values. So if you're someone, like straight up, if you're someone who recognizes that sales is a long-term strategy for you to change your life, if you recognize that and you understand that, then you have to invest in it as such. Which means going into the little school community for $75 a month or going into the $200 a month group, right, and being lumped in with 500 sales reps, no matter how good the offer sounds, no matter how much they say the training is going to work and stuff, you don't have someone who's intimately invested in your success and intimately training you every single week. And that's a problem. So the congruency behind, hear me out here, okay? Don't get lost in this. I know I'm driving and there's some car noise, but stick with me. The congruency that you want to have, the congruency between the life that you want to lead in 3-4 years where you're a rep making $25,000, $20,000, I'll go down even to $15,000 per month, which is $180,000 a year. The life that you want to live being in that position is not aligned with the investments you're making now to be in that position. And again, I'm not even talking about money, like spend 10K, because the program doesn't have to be 10K. I don't give a fuck what the price is of the program. Definitely if it's a $50 a month, $200 a month little membership, where there's like a coach who's like maybe famous or very, very even skilled and has done a lot, and you're lumped in with 400 people, that is not what's going to take you to where you need to be. Because that's not the level of intimacy, that's not the level of attention, that's not the level of mentoring, which is a real thing, that's needed relative to the outcome and goals you have for yourself. Because if you're someone, let's pretend you're a sales rep or you're getting into this and you say, oh no, I'm okay just being an SDR making $5K a month, or I'm okay being a closer who's on a shit offer making $6K a month. By all means, go to the little program, go do it. But if you're telling me, hey, I want to be top of the top and I want to change my life and be a 1%er or 10%, top 10% sales rep, right? Which is what most people will never be. Then that means the way you invest in that in terms of time, energy, intensity has to increase, right? So I've seen this in sales reps. It's who you train with and how you train. And the third piece, I'll give you the third and final part of the formula. The first part, again, is the energy in which you come in with. Do you have the vision? Is it clear? Are you aligned with it? Can you see it? Can you meditate on it in your day-to-day? Okay? Second piece, where you train. Do you actually invest in proper training, and are you locked into a group, a community, a system that is going to change your life, a network, a training protocol, as I like to call it, that's going to literally change your entire life and put you in a better position to succeed, and that is mirroring the life that you want to create for yourself. And if you're not there, and if you're far below that, that is a problem. Okay, and you will not get to where you want to be. That's a fact. Unless you get lucky. The third and final piece, and this is one that may be controversial a little bit, maybe not, I don't know. Sometimes you guys surprise me. You'll message me and you're like, I like what you said about this. So I don't know if you disagree or not, but I really don't care, because this is for specific people who are going to resonate with this message. The third piece is obsession. And this is something I fundamentally believe in. It's being obsessed with the work. It's being obsessed with the vision. And it's saying, I can see a very specific future in my life, and I'm going to work at all costs to achieve it, and I won't stop. Now, the reason I said this is controversial is because a lot of people, I think, don't understand what I mean when I say obsession. The sales reps that I've trained who have done the best, with me, the sales reps that I've been in programs with when I was learning sales that have done the best, because I've seen a lot of guys who were in the program that I was in when I first learned sales, and they've done quite well for themselves, made good months, earned some good money. What I've seen, and I've seen this with myself as well, is that these guys, these girls, you just keep showing up. You continue to show up and you don't stop. You religiously continue to show up, and you unapologetically commit yourself to the process of excellence, the process of mastery at all costs, and never, ever stop. You don't stop until you say, the job has been complete. Job has been complete, meaning the goals you set out to achieve have been achieved, and then, of course, the bar moves and you pivot in the way you work. But it's obsession over mastery. It's obsession over achieving certain goals for yourself and achieving a certain reality. A lot of people get into this space, and I'll be real with you. Maybe this is you. Maybe you're thinking of giving up. Maybe you're in a state of frustration. Maybe you're like, the journey's hard for me. Maybe it's been feeling difficult, and I'm sure it has. It's been that way for me at times. Many times it has. But you have no other option. So the question I would ask you, and I ask this to people on when I'm selling, on sales calls, is the same exercise I would have you do for yourself. Go into a future pace. Like the life that you want to live. Let's say you want to create a life where you're making $20K per month and you've given back to the people in your life that matter the most, where you've given your family back something. Maybe you come from a family where they don't have much, or maybe you come from a family where they do have much, but you still want to give back to them and be that person who changed their lives, can give back to others. That person who's created that, do they go into a space of obsession and dedication because their family deserves that, or they deserve that, like you deserve that? Or do you say, because it's tough, because I have ups and downs and setbacks, I'm going to give up and I'm going to do what everyone else does, which is, again, settle for something that's normal, settle for something that's conventional, something that's easy. What do they do? What does that person do? And if you in your heart can honestly say, no, that person continues, that person doesn't give up, then I say obsession is the only way to actually achieve your goals. Obsession is the only way to get to where you want to be and to nearly guarantee that you will have a very, and that ideal future where you change the game for yourself and you change the game for the people around you. That's it. There really is no other option. But it comes down to, as we say in our scripting, how do you feel? I'm going to leave you there. This is the roadmap for how you'll make it in high ticket sales. It's not easy. I'll tell you that. Like, no one who comes in and trains with me do I tell it's going to be easy. I'd be lying to you. And the truth is, maybe we'd have more clients, and maybe I would be training more people if I would say that. But I won't say it because it's not the truth. But the truth actually is that if you can go through the pain, if you can go through that valley of despair that Alex Hormozi talks about, on the other end of that is freedom. On the other end of that is success. On the other end of that is change in your life. On the other end of that is you creating the life that you want to live and you giving back to people who matter most. But you can make money with high ticket sales. It's not a dying industry. There are many, many opportunities available. There are many people making money. We have sales reps. We just had Frank on the channel. He just hit 11K this past month, and he'll do more. There's so many, Stavros, Jabari, our people who are doing really well. NeroKnowledge, another client of mine who's running a business, who's with our process, who's now doing 150K plus per month. There's so much success to be had out there, But again, it is this formula: vision, who you invest in, how you invest in it, how you train, right? And then obsession and continuation without giving up. That's what it is, okay? I'll leave you there. If you want me to help you move towards this in high ticket sales and really change your life the way that I do for all my people, I got nothing to sell you here, as I say. Just book a call. It's 15 minutes with zero pitch. You can't even book a sales call from the channel. Down below is just a link to a strategy call where you'll talk to someone on my team, and we'll just ask you a few questions, see if we can help you. See if we can. If we can, then we'll invite you to book a demo call with myself. And if we can't help, and if we feel like it wouldn't be a good fit, then we'll just give you some resources that could give you some value and point you in the right direction, you know, for your life, to make money online with high ticket sales. Otherwise, I'll let you go. Goodbye. Be blessed. Take care. Go make some money. Stick at this. You will see success if you are one of those few people who can stick at it and who can commit to the path of excellence. Okay, goodbye. Take care. I'll see you on the next one.